Hello, beautiful soul. It's Kirstin with Kismet, and welcome to the weekly affirmation. I am always, and I shouldn't be, surprised by how synchronicities happen. I had been walking today and had this blip of an idea for a blog that I'm going to write this week, and based on a story of, something I experienced. And lo and behold, I get this affirmation, and it allows me to tell you the story in addition to writing about it, which means that this is something that's huge for me, that's up for me. It's something I need to work through, it's something I need to deal with. And you get to help me along the journey. So thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in and for reading the blog. So this week's affirmation, and this is something that I personally work on daily, is I am more than the perceptions of others. I am more than the perceptions of others. So here's my story. I don't know about you, but I internalize certain things, and there are moments in my life, poignant moments in my life that stand out, that have truly shaped how I am, who I am, how I react to things, how I think, what my responses are. And I was reflecting today about something that was said to me when I was like 19 years old. And I'm much older than 19 years old now. It's been decades since I've been 19. But someone that I cared deeply about, someone that I was in love with, said to me one day, "Why do you have to be so weird?" And I was crushed, absolutely crushed, because I never thought of myself as weird. Yeah, I was a little bit maybe raunchy, and I laughed really loud, and I'd like to have a good time, and I was constantly running around and just having fun and being true to who I am. And to hear somebody that I was growing close to, someone that I was in love with, say those words to me, "Why do you have to be so weird?" literally crushed my soul. And I hate to admit this, but I'm going to. I changed. I changed how I reacted. I became quieter. I became less, bodacious, less out there, just less. I just became less. It's like I took Kirstin and put her on dimmer switch. I actually dimmed my light, thinking that if I did that, that this person who I cared for would be more accepting of me, who would love me more. So here's the kicker. This has truly hung on me for, like I said, many, many decades now, over 3. And today I worked on letting it go. Again, you're more than the perception of others. And so the first thing I needed to do was forgive this person, because I am certain that his intention was not to make me feel less than. He may have said what he said because he was scared. He didn't know how to deal with my light, my brightness. He may have cared so much for me, but he couldn't see what was going on. And so the only way he knew how to handle it was to say something like, "Why do you have to be so weird?" And that would dim me so that we were more equal. And he didn't do this out of spite. He didn't do this it wasn't malevolent. It was his fear, his insecurities, his issues. And let's face it, when you're 19, you are rack full of them, right? Because you're trying to discover who you are. So there's no blame. And I don't blame him. I understand it. And it's taken me a long time to get to that understanding. And so I forgive him. I forgive him for saying that to me. And that was easy. Forgiving him was easy. The second part, that's a bit more tricky. That's forgiving myself. Forgiving myself for internalizing that. Forgiving myself for having someone else's, how do I even want to say it? For allowing my identity to be established by someone else. For not thinking I was enough as I was. For not thinking I was worthy as I was. For dimming my light. And forgiving myself because, again, I was 19. I was in love, I was in lust, I wanted that approval from that person, not realizing I didn't need it. I've grown a lot in 3 decades and realized I don't need someone else's approval of who I am to be happy. And so I forgave myself. Yep, I will probably continue to work on this because it doesn't feel quite complete yet. But I forgive myself for being young, for not knowing my own strength at that time, and knowing that I reacted the only way I knew how, given the fact that I was 19 years old. So as you go through your week and you come across those thoughts that are so entrenched about who you are, take a moment to examine them, because those may be the perceptions from other people and not truly who you are. I hope that makes sense, because you are more. You know who you are. You know you are worthy. You know you are your dream maker. Don't let others' perceptions cause you to dim your light. Take a hold of that switch and push her all the way up to bright, baby, and let your light shine in this world. This is Kirstin with Kismet, wishing you the most amazing week in love and light.